Hey, good morning, my people. What's up? Hope and trust that all is going good thus far. Today is Saturday, the 24th day of January, 2026, and the time right now is 11:43 p.m. Well, I was going through YouTube. I was just scanning through YouTube, and I came up on a video with a gentleman from within the Caribbean. He was a or he is a Caribbean content creator. That's what they refer to them as. What's his name? Let me see if I could get his name. Did I keep it? I'm sure that I would have. Well, it should be in my history. I believe his name is. Oh yes, here it is. His name is Bajan. Well, I guess that's the name of the thing. Bajan Uncut. Bjon Uncut. And he indicated that Grenada have agreed to take deportees after the US would have increased the level of their travel advisory from level 1 to level 2. And that was effective, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th of January. 5th of January this year. Um, that their level was increased. We would have known if you're following the news that Grenada had not, well, at least they're still discussing it as far as I think officially, to place the radar that eventually was placed on Tobago. And we would have known that America is looking to countries across the world, but I'm speaking specifically to Caribbean countries, to take third-party deportees from them. Their former presidents having created a problem for them. As I listened to the gentleman, my mind ran on so many things. And as I said, as I do these videos, I always try to get a backdrop that coincides with what I'm going to be speaking to. This one here says, one of the greatest problems of our time is that many are schooled, but few are educated. That was a Thomas More, that's the name. Based on his dress code, like he was from some time back. But that is so applicable today, or is still so applicable today, that many among us are schooled, but very few, very, very few of us are educated. I started thinking to myself, what, where have these bright leaders gotten us? And there's a ongoing discussion right now between some supporters of the UPP and others as to the leadership question. And there is this belief that the present leader is not quote unquote qualified to lead. And I'm thinking to myself, where have the bright ones gotten us? Where? We have the doctor, whatever, or whoever. Where have they gotten us as a people? Um, we know the state where our country is in right now. Our leaders are educated people, quote unquote. And if they are, how are we where we are? No, I'm not against, and I'm not certainly saying that persons should not seek to educate themselves. I'm not saying it at all. But in the context of what I'm hearing, around here, I have to ask myself, where is this education, as some people see it, among our leaders, where have it gotten us as a country? Where? In my eyes, it has gotten us nowhere, personally. It has gotten us nowhere regionally, and it has gotten us nowhere internationally, in my eyes. Let me go regionally first. We cannot even get it together within ourselves in the region. We cannot even get it together to feed ourselves for 6 months if there was an issue. We can't even get it together for that. Citizens are running from this country to this country because the life is better here as opposed to there, etc. But we all have bright leaders. These countries have bright leaders. All of them. Well, at least, so they say. Bright. Every time you hear me say bright, in quotation marks. We have bright leaders. We can't get it together that we can feed ourselves in this region for 6 months. So if a hurricane should devastate a country, the others can't come together to say, we can provide food for these people here for 6 months. In Antigua, it's even worse. In Antigua, it's even worse. Because just a few weeks ago, our leader said that Antigua can't even survive after 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's what our leader said. But we have a bright leader. Yeah? Quote unquote again. And we have a bright cabinet. Quote unquote again. But with all this brightness collectively, imagine that. We can't feed ourselves for 3 weeks. And we have all this brightness collectively. Internationally, what is happening to us now? Antigua in the region. What is happening to us? We can't even stand up and say to the United States, you know what? We're a sovereign country. You have your problem in relation to what you would have created from an immigration standpoint. And we're not going to allow you to force nothing on us. We can't say that. As a matter of fact, based on what the gentleman was saying in relation to Grenada, right? In relation to Grenada, um, let me just go here. In terms of countries, Caribbean countries, I'm talking of, having what should I say, boy? The ability with all the bright people in them. Antigua have said yes to accepting third party deportees. Belize have said yes. Dominica have said yes. Grenada, no, we're hearing have said yes. I heard that Guyana was in discussion, but I haven't heard nothing more from Guyana, so I have nothing to know. Jamaica is no. St. Kitts and Nevis is yes. St. Lucia is yes. And I haven't heard nothing yet from St. Vincent. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries out of 7, 8, 9. 9. 6 out of 9. But all, we have these bright people. We have these bright people. Bright people, remember not, is doctor this and doctor that and doctor whatever. Run these countries. Bright people. I haven't heard nothing as yet from, who did I say? Barbados, Guyana, and St. Vincent. Barbados will be having an election just now. I think it's sometime in February, right? And we will wait and see if any news break in relation to that. before the election results, or if that is being kept away from the electorate until after. There is that allegation that that had happened in St. Lucia, where the St. Lucian people, they kept the St. Lucian government, or the government then going to the election, kept the information away from the electorate until after the election when they won. Let us wait and see what happens in Barbados. I haven't heard Mia Mottley say we are not accepting no third party, no third country parties. I have heard it. If anybody have heard that, share it with me. Share it with me. But I haven't heard it as yet. Mia Mottley too, according to them, is bright. She's given great kudos on the international stage. On the international stage. But all of a sudden they can't have all in tongue. They can't talk. No, they can't talk. We here in Antigua, we need a leader who will do right by the citizens of this country and make us, the majority there is, financially self-sufficient. When I say make us, to create the paths, that we can be financially, the majority of us can be financially self-sufficient, as opposed to the majority is struggling and the quote-unquote bright leaders are securing and have secured for themselves generational wealth. If you look through the islands, tell me if you don't see that consistency. Tell me if you don't see that consistency. But then you have people talking about bright. Well, I'm looking for a leader that has common sense and can care for the people. So VC Bird Sr. would not have been considered bright. But all the bright that they have that come afterwards, none of them match up. And that is without doubt. Same thing can be said of Sir George H. Walter. I believe that's his correct name. I hope I have that correctly. None of them that bright have come up to his level for what he has done, his contribution to this country. But we're talking about bright. I hear there is a plot against a particular political party leader because they claim say that he's bright. Right? They claim say that he's bright. Well, if what I'm hearing is true, that there is a political coup and who they're trying to replace him with, as far as I'm concerned, 6 and half a dozen are the same. As far as I'm concerned, if that's what they're going to say, 6 and half a dozen are the same. Right? And the suffering of the masses, if they're trying to compare and say that suffering under this person who they're planning the coup against would be better under this other person, I doubt that. I doubt that very much. And it's so sad. It is so sad that this is where they've come to, knowing everything that we know in this country. But even though it's sad, I'm not surprised because I'm quite aware of the nature of human beings. Jesus Christ came and they chose a thief over Jesus Christ. Yeah. Came to his people and they chose a thief over him. Anyway, I live with the knowledge and the belief that God is always going to make a way for his people. Always going to make a way for his people. I come with that. I believe that. I believe that to my heart. He always make a way for his people. But be warned, coup plotters. Be warned. He now go how I think he go. He now go how I think he go. If I believe that the majority of this country is looking for an exchange, if I believe that, remember me say 6.5 dozen. Might very well be the same. Take care, my people. Bless up yourself.